The next one says, where's the best place to buy metal? And I've had several people ask me this. If you don't have a metal yard or steel yard around you locally, you can actually buy metal online. You can go to onlinemetals.com, you can go to kingmetals.com, and they'll actually ship the metal right to your door. Big truck will pull up and unload the metal, and you don't have to buy a whole lot of metal to order through them. They specifically say small quantities are welcome. If you don't want to order it online and you do have a steel yard, just know that when you go to the steel yard, say you want to buy a 20-foot piece of square tubing or something like that, they'll cut that to length, to however many feet you want it. You just have to ask them. Some of them might be an additional charge to cut it, but most of them, like my steel yard, has 20-foot pieces, and they'll cut it in half for you. So check the steel yard. Also, welding shops and any kind of welding suppliers will typically sell an assortment of metal, because especially welding shops, because they're using it. So check your welding suppliers and your welding shop, and a lot of times they'll sell it. The next one says, what about welding helmet selection? When you're picking a welding helmet, the main things you want to look for is, do you want it auto darkening, or do you just want the kind where you have to flip up? I recommend auto darkening. It's both are workable. I mean, you know, the old style where you can't, when you flip it down, you can't really see what you're looking at. You can't really see the weld joint. With the auto darkening helmet, it's clear, so you can see everything. And then when you strike the arc, it darkens. So that would be one of the things I would say to look out for when you're choosing a helmet. And the other one would be, make sure that the lens that you're using is for MIG welding is around a 10 or 11. Helmets like this, auto darkening helmets, they have a variable shade where you can actually change it. You can change it from a low of 8 all the way up to 13 if you're doing different kind of welding processes. So, and the last question here is, how do you know when you're getting a quality weld and penetration is sufficient? One of the ways you can tell if you're getting a good, strong weld is look at the metal, and if you see kind of a bluing effect to the metal, that means you put a good amount of heat in the metal. A lot of times, if you run a weld bead and you pull up, you pull the gun away from the workpiece a little bit, you'll see that the hotter part of the metal that you kept the gun close to is going to be a lot bluer, and the blue area is going to be bigger. So that's one way to tell. Another way to tell is doing a break test. And I go into more detail about this in the course and how to actually do a break test to test, are your welds strong enough? You know, are you putting enough heat into the weld? Are you getting 100% fusion? And one last way to check is just do a cross cut and look at your weld, at your joint. You know, take a chop saw or a bandsaw and do a cross cut of your joint and look at it. You'll be able to tell if it's all the way, penetration is all the way through or not.